Yeah, I've been here about a month. Came out, celebrated my birthday, which was fun, and taught a workshop out in Tuscany. And now just painting with you guys. You know, we went to Richie's friend's house. Jonathan was there. He's a stage actor from England. The minute Daniel and I saw him, we both went, oh my gosh, look at his eyebrows, look at his eye sockets. We want to paint him.
Oh, how are you? Nice to see you as well.
Good. Hello.
Hi.
Lovely.
Lovely to see you.
Yes, and you. It's very sweet of you to include me. I've just been wittering on.
So what are we thinking in terms of where to sit?
And now we're in a plaza painting Jonathan from life in Venice. So it's like those serendipitous things where you meet someone and you end up having an experience of painting together. And Jonathan's an artist too, so it just, those are the things you can't plan. So I think what's special is traveling with all of you guys where we know there are certain things we want to paint and we want to see, but we don't have a set agenda. We kind of leave it open to the inspiration of the moment, and that makes the best art trips, in my opinion.
You just tell me where you want me to look or sit. Is this seat all right? Symphony in red. You're going to be chasing shadows and light.
Chair right here was lit right here. Like, let's just try it.
Oh, saying that they can't sit on the seat.
This is fine. Of course, yeah. No, that would be cool.
My name is Jonathan Elson, and I'm an actor, and I'm also an artist, so I enjoy when I'm not working as an actor, and most actors aren't working. I paint and draw. I trained as a sculptor, so I really do too many things, but I'm actually basically an actor and been an actor all my life for a very, very long time. I got on a ship, which took a month, and went to London to study at a drama academy, and then I had a very long career in England afterwards. Oh, thank you very much.
Would you like any sugar?
Dave. No, that's perfect, love. Absolutely lovely. I had 40 years as an actor in England, and then I decided to go back to the end of the world I was born, and I now live in Sydney, where I act from time to time in television, film, theatre, whatever. And when not acting, I draw. I think I've been about 8 times. I discovered Venice only after I'd left England, which was crazy, so I now do the very long 23-hour flight from Sydney, and every time I come to London to see friends or sometimes to work, I come to Venice because I love it as a sort of treat to me. So I'm here for a couple of weeks, and I met 4 extraordinary young artists, and I'm now somehow being a model. Something's gone wrong somewhere. Excuse me. Which is perfect, because the arts do mix wonderfully and people say hello and pass on. I've done so much work this end of the world that I sort of feel London is home, but Venice has become a second home, really. There was a long series of years, really, where I worked in what was called repertory theatre in England. I started work in Dundee in Scotland, and I moved to Glasgow, and then I moved to Oxford and Cambridge and did repertory companies in Brighton and Watford and all over the British Isles, really, and then gradually got nearer London, and then I got an apartment in London, and then I began to get very good television work for the BBC and West End theatre productions, so I've done quite a lot of work in London. You just grit your teeth and you just get on with it, and you do everything else, and you serve in coffee bars and restaurants, and hope that you'll start putting a toe in the water and getting a little further. I was fortunate, but I really did work at it, you know. Couldn't think of a mortgage on a house or a family or anything for the first years, because everything was hand to mouth. Earning a living and saving when you earn. That's the bit I think is the best advice. And that is, once you do get a job, put a bit of it away. Because all the ones I can think of, my contemporaries who just splashed it whenever they were successful and then couldn't afford a mortgage or couldn't afford a car or couldn't afford to take a holiday or are the ones that really struggled, I think. Anyway, so easy to talk. Nobody can really give advice to anyone. You just jolly well have to do it. If you can't bear not doing it, then you do it. I couldn't bear the thought of not being an actor. How are you going, my love? You all right? Yes, good. I'm sorry I'm moving so much. I'm tending to forget that I'm posing.
Such a joy to paint you, Jonathan.
I beg your pardon?
Such a joy to paint you.
Oh, come on.
It really is. It's really neat that people are walking around and getting inspired by art, because here we are in Europe and, you know, they have the greatest art museums around. But it's amazing how, like I found when I painted in Paris in the spring or here in Italy this fall, that especially some of the locals, they're so excited to see people painting from life. And you would think they'd see it all the time, and I guess they don't. And that to me is like, that people are so inspired. Sometimes they'll sit and watch for like an hour, you know, or little kids come up, and I think, wow, if I had seen someone painting like this when I was a little kid, it would have totally changed my life, probably. And it's just, I don't know, it's just exciting for me to see people excited about art.
Aren't you good?
Thank you.
No, that's great. I like it very much.
you.
And you're right to sort of not take it too far.
Yeah, it's just more of a gesture.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got the eyebrows. And the flick of light on the hair is very good. I like all that.
Thank you.
Bravo, you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Excellent. Bravo. Oh, very good.
The quick and fresh one.
Right. Oh, yes, right.
I'll get her not to get
Yes, there we are. Artist and model.